How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of Texas-born barrel-aged hopeful goodness in the form of St. Arnold Brewing's. I actually don't know. The label fell off, but this is their ale aged with cherries and aged in Chardonnay barrels. Comes courtesy of me, via Rob. Thank you very much, brother. Sent me off a bunch of Texas beers. Half of them were St. Arnold barrel jams. Excited to dive into it. I've done a couple so far, getting a feel for what the brewery's all about. So let's dive into this one. This is my favorite one of the bunch because the label's basically not even stuck to it, so it makes it super ghetto as far as what this label says. It is an ale with cherries aged. Rewind. It's an ale with cherries added and aged in Chardonnay barrels. With our Bishop Barrel series, we experiment with pairing our ales with a variety of different barrels, and then they go about their whole barrel program. And that'd be that. That's all I have. I have no ABV. No idea what style of beer it is. We're just going to drink it. So there you go. Love the ghetto label. You got a little "Don't Mess with Texas" kind of top floating around on there. And then we'll give it a pour. See what she's got. So you're talking about cherries in Chardonnay barrels. So, fruit all around. That's what you're assuming you're going to get. Big, huge vinous note. Hopefully, nice, soft, kind of dark red fruits. It could be a bunch of red fruits depending on what kind of, Chardonnay barrels. Not really, but we'll see what's what. Lighter in color. It comes off almost like, I don't even know what I'd call that. Fruited beer kind of color. It's not as dark to be a double. It's not dark. Doesn't look anything like a quad. It's nowhere near like a Belgian dark. Almost like just a generic ale, like an American strong ale or a barley wine. Actually, that's probably the closest I could give you as far as what it looks like. See what the nose has. Cherries come through like crazy. You need that soft kind of vinous note. A nice sweetness to it. And a little bit of like soft, like fusel alcohol-ness. That's pretty much it. It smells nice. It smells prickly. It smells rather fresh. Which I would be wrong on that one, because this is from February of 2013. So this has some age on it. It's about 5 years old. Yeah, soft red fruits, a little bit of subtle soft caramel vibes. Let's dive in. Cheers. Throwing stuff at you guys now. I just noticed that this is like the third one I've opened. There's a little thing in the cap there. It says warts and all. Wah, wah. You know what this reminds me of? Because the cherries are so prominent in this, and it kind of has this kind of Belgian vibe to it. It reminds me so much of a really old Trogs Mad Elf. Now, there's that added component of wood. I'm sure they do barrel aged Mad Elf, but I'm just talking about the base one. There's added dryness to it. You're getting that's coming from the wood. I think you're getting a little bit from the wine too. There's a soft vinous thing kind of running around the whole beer, but it's not huge. But when the cherries show in this, they show up a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant, and with that kind of that wine barrel showing, it gives you a little bit of that tartness, and that's kind of what you get from Mad Elf from Trogs, because the cherries end up coming off a little bit more tart, so it's kind of like has that vibe going for it, like creepily so. Yeah, this is like exactly like Mad Elf. An older one. I mean like old. Like this has 5 years on it. This tastes like a 10-year-old Mad Elf. It's probably the same as far as ABV. It's getting up there. It's probably just flirting around double digits. Yeah. Soft, slightly creamy mouthfeel. Cherries show big. They show a little bit sweet. You get that little bit of tartness. I think most of that's coming from the wine portion of the show. Nice drying from the wood. It is that kind of Belgian fruit beer, almost like a beer de garde, and it comes off as more than anything else. But yeah, it just, I think Mad Elf has honey to it, which gives this added little extra pop that this doesn't have, but it's very, very similar. Not talk about another beer so much in another brewery's review, but yeah, I dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's probably past its prime. I mean, I don't think 5 years is a super long time, but for a kind of ton of moving parts kind of beer going on with your kind of cherries and your fruit and the beer and the whole nine, and in the barrel and whatnot, I would imagine, no idea if this is true, but I would imagine like 3 years deep might have been its apex for this. Fruit flies. I always love the sweet barrel aged stuff. And yeah, I like it. I dig it. Is it one of the better St. Arnold's I've had, especially other ones I've had? Like I said, I think I'm 4 deep because I did a dual review. There's one that's lights ahead. You'll see it in the reviews. I probably post these all around the same time, but it's nice. I enjoy it. I like it. I dig it. I think it's fun. I like the way it's aged, even though I think it's a little bit past its prime. It's not super wow beer, nor do I think it wants to be, but it's nice. I like the way the cherry show. I like the way the wine in the barrel shows, and I like that the base beer itself is kind of like, and I say this in a weird way, is it like a delivery system for all those bits and pieces. A lot of times I kind of bang on beers for it, be like, I want to taste the beer in the beer. If that makes any sense. I want the beer to be present. Sometimes the bits and pieces of barrel-aged beers with adjuncts, all those barrels and adjuncts end up taking over and trumping a beer. I don't think that's the case here, but I think the beer is smaller, and I think that's a good thing. I think it wants to be a delivery system, a catalyst for those flavors, and I think it does it pretty damn well. And it's twisty. Who doesn't love twisties? So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better fruited Belgian-based beers I've had as of late that was aged in wine barrels? It'd be number one if I had all that criteria. Is it one of the better barrel-aged beers I've had as of late? No. On the outside looking in, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So there's that. Value and availability, no idea. No sense to me. Maybe Rob can chime in and leave you with, if you like what way you like this. If you like cherries, if you like wine barrel-aged stuff, and if you like Mad Elf, or if you like Beer de Garts. It's kind of like flirting in all those areas. So if you like those things, you'll like this beer. There you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying this little fruited wine barrel jammer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.